The biggest reason why I quit my job wasn't because I was brave. It was because not only was it a mental shot, but my spirit was so heavy. Like, it kept saying, there has to be more to life. There is more to life than this. This is not your life. I would clock in so miserable. This is the reason why I was drinking so much caffeine, because I was trying to suppress that feeling of numbness, trying to wake up, because I was also in the gym heavily a lot. So I used Celsius and half a can of Red Bull and iced coffee almost every single day, just so I can somewhat fill in that void. So unhealthy. For me to wake up exhausted, unfulfilled, drinking caffeine, having unhealthy, toxic habits, rinse and repeating every single day, I couldn't take it anymore. I had outgrown the version of me that tolerated surviving. And if you're watching this and you feel like you're ready to move forward, but you're scared of the what ifs and you don't have a plan set up, let me tell you this. Let me tell you clearly, your fear does not mean that you're not ready. You're human. You're going to have those emotions. I didn't have a plan. Again, I wasn't ready. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have 2 steps ahead of me. I just knew this was it. Like, I was done. I made that decision. Literally everything else follows suit. You just have to make that decision, have that talk with God, and literally everything else will follow suit. Here's what I come to realize. Sometimes your breakthrough is on the other side of your decision. Literally, the first week after I quit my job was a mixture of freedom and panic. Oh, and I was sick as well. Sick with COVID. I didn't have a mentor telling me what to do, but I did have my skills that I've overlooked, skills that I've downplayed, skills that I used in someone else's company that I had never considered on using in my own business. But this is what I realized quickly. I realized that you don't need a backup plan. What you do need is clarity. So here is how I got clear on what business to start. I had to sit myself down and ask myself these 3 questions, and these questions can be found in the Business Clarity Bundle in the description below. So the first question, what am I naturally good at? The second question is, what problems can I solve quickly? And the last and definitely not least would be, who can benefit from this problem that I solve? This is exactly where business begins. Not with the aesthetics, not having 10K followers, not the fancy logo and the fancy website. Right here with clarity. When people ask me, how did I start making money after I quit my job with no plan? I simply told them the truth. I said that I just sold what I knew. I sold my skills. I packaged my skills into an offer. So one way I did it was packaging my skills into a digital product. Why? Because those sold faster. You really don't need 10K followers. You don't need the fancy website, the logos and the colors. Focus on the clarity so that you can get results. Because at the end of the day, people don't buy the massive amount of information. They buy the solutions. They buy the results, the shortcuts. And this is why I created the Business Clarity Guide and the Start Your Business Starter Pack for those that are serious about starting a business, for those that are ready to get out of the slump of feeling tired and overwhelmed of so much information and want to start making money today. I literally gathered my skills, packaged them into an offer. I started sharing that offer consistently, and the rest is history. That single sale changed every single thing, not because of the amount, but because I knew that my skills, my product, my messaging was valuable. Quitting my job without a plan forced me to build structure. Structure. Okay? Without structure, you're going to fumble it. I learned that you need systems in place in order for you to sustain what was given to you, in order for you to not burn out while you're building your business, not become overwhelmed and resentful towards your business, because it will get to that point. Here are 3 systems that changed every single thing in my business: messaging, content, and sales. So messaging, There are other systems that I also implement in my business, such as client and admin, but these are the three most important systems that you want to implement into your business today. So the messaging is where you know, since you know who your audience is, you then know how they're speaking and what they need, the terms, the tone, and what it is that they're relaying to you. And because of that knowledge, you learn how to relay your solution to them so that they can easily understand and say, oh my gosh, I need that. In content, it's not about posting 10 times a day. You can, yes, of course. There are days where I post 10 times a day, but it's not about going viral. It's about consistency. There was 1 month where I gave myself 30 days to post 10 times a day because I said, you know what, I want to see what happens. And with those metrics, I gained quite a bit of followers. I've gained leads. So if you are looking for a transformation, a goal, if you have a goal in mind, then yes, post however much you need to post, but it is definitely not necessary. With the content system, I want to add, you want to post solving a problem. Each item, each piece of content should solve a problem. And last and definitely not least is where the sales system is implemented to not only showcase the problem, but showcase your product as a solution. With these systems in place, you literally are rinsing and repeating. And this is how I was able to grow my following on these platforms and actually gain sales and leads and followers and so. Here's what I will say about not having a backup plan. As long as you have you, you're good. That's it. Because at the end of the day, you are becoming who you're supposed to be. You are learning new skills. You're learning more about yourself. You're unlearning things that you've learned along the way. You're getting closer to God. You're believing in your skills. You're taking yourself seriously. You're investing in your growth. You're building in something real. So this season of your life, yes, it can be hectic, but it's so beautiful. It wasn't cute and aesthetic. It wasn't, did I say aesthetic? Aesthetic. It was uncomfortable because I'm on a new level. So if you are watching this and you're like, I don't even know what to do, now you do. I wish I had this video. I wish I had the business clarity bundle, the starter kit to start off instead of me wasting years. Well, I don't think it's wasted, but I could have saved so much time and energy. But I am extremely grateful. It grew me in a way that nothing else could.